Hi everyone. I'm back again and I'm so happy. I thank God for this day. He has made it for me and another chance that we're going to talk again together. We're going to share more about my stories and I'm so excited that I'm gonna see you again. Yeah, it has taken quite a long time since I posted the first video. The next video had a little bit of challenges because I had traveled back to Shags, yeah, that's up country, and now I'm back with full episode. When Before we go on, kindly put a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and I will always appreciate. Help me walk this journey with you, and we will always learn more on this. For any questions, kindly you can just put down your comments and I'll answer them. Now, straight to the story. Where the last video I talked about me living in the ghetto, yeah, and we went back to hub country. This is a point where my life totally changed. This is a point where I knew that I was going to start another life, at least to learn more about staying at the rural area, and it was nice because I was able to meet new people, new friends, and get even to learn a lot of things. I was one person who never knew how to go and look for firewood, but at least I would try and go look for firewood, and I also knew how to cook in the three stones. Yeah, it was an exciting moment and it was a very challenging moment also, because you coming from Nairobi to the rural area, so your accent kind of, they differ from them, and they're like, she talks like she's boasting or something. Yeah, but the accent do differ depending on what 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 city you are at in Nairobi. So when we went there, it was so nice. I was in class 8. I did my class 8 back at home, and joined from 1. We were 3 of us in the same home, not house, home. So my dad had to decide and told me to go to a day school before joining boarding school in Form 2, because they had a little challenge on school fee. So I joined my Form 1 and it was really nice. Oh, it was so exciting. And this is where things got to change. I got new friends and I had one best friend, and she was always with me. She always walked with me despite anything. And during that time I was so tiny, but now I have flesh. Yeah, so she was my good friend and I really loved her. She was always with me, always advised me, but I don't know what happened, and I got myself into something I never knew that I would have. This is the point where I started being sick, and slowly I started losing my ability to walk fast. So I just used to kind of walk slow when going to school and when coming out from school. So this one day that this girl passed me and told me that, "Hi Judy, you used to boast because you had we call them Mazguembe. Yeah, they were very nice. Now see, with all your beautiful leg, you can't walk fast." So I never knew what she meant by that, and I was like, why is she telling me that? And yet she's my friend. The journey kept on. It started when we were in the assembly. Then after some period, I went to the washroom and I fell down before reaching the washroom. So people thought that I was joking, and only one lady knew that no, Judy is not joking, and she helped me up. So from there, she held my hands until we went to class. But on that day, I was not able to come out of class until in the evening. So in the evening, there's some boys who were out there, and they noticed that somebody was in class. When they came, they found me. So that's how I got help to reach back home. So that is the moment where my leg now started becoming painful, because on that day it was swollen from up on my hip to my toe. And I never knew why, because I never fell down that seriously. It was just a slide. So I was like, how can just a slide just make somebody's limb swell this much? I went through some herbalist. Yeah, I done his thing, and I was a bit back now. I would try and walk after 1 week. So the journey just began, having pain in and out, in and out, until the time that I went to clinic. Me going for clinic, and they told me it was just my veins were kind of tired, kind of I don't know how to call it, but I just had some issues with my veins, and they gave me an ointment and some few tablets. I took them, but yes, they relieved pain, but after completing the dosage, I started being sick again. So the pain was something that was coming and going, coming and going. So I went back to the hospital, and they gave me the same medicine. I went back to the hospital, and they changed, but the situation was still there. So that was back in 2017, in 2007, and it was in 2007 December, and I started the medication into 8 January. So during the January period, from January to April, it was in and out of the hospital and trying to go to school, but it was kind of hard. So when it reached the April, when people were going back to school, I had to drop in the second term. So starting the second term, I had to drop out of my school because I was no longer able to walk again. So I had to go seek medication. I had to come back to Nairobi. So people were like, what happened? Can just a slide make somebody that somebody go through that kind of pain? Because the pain that I was going through now, it was becoming much and much more serious. I was not able to walk well. I was using a stick to walk, and my limb was now gradually swelling. So I was like, how am I going to do this? I loved dancing so much, and it was my talent. I really loved it, and I always saw myself going to dance at Sakata. But now seeing my limp now becoming a problem to in my life, I was like, how will I do this, and will my dreams come true again? So I always knew that one day I was going to be okay. I always prayed that one day I was going to be safe, but I never knew that this pain was going to be too much, until when at the time that I went to Kenyatta, and they told me that my limb had to be removed. I had to go through amputation. This was a very sad moment for me. All my dreams, all my prayers, because each and every night I prayed, praying to God that, God, please give me back my limb. I want to dance again, because I never saw my life from dancing. I never saw my life from modeling. I love modeling and I love dancing. I had a very tiny body, so I knew that I was going to do this, and I really loved them. But now seeing that my leg has gone to an extent that I'm going to lose my leg, it was really hard for me. And it was even hard for me to accept that now I'm not going back to school and I have to stay home. Things became worse. Imagining seeing yourself in high school, and knowing that in this kind of period I'll be out of high school, but things don't happen the way you thought they would have happened. When I realized that an year had gone without me feeling better, and I was gradually losing weight, and I was having pain that was really hard for me to take them again. It was hard for me when it came to I barely slept during night because the pain was so much. I barely felt that joy again, where I would walk and go and have fun with my friends. It was no longer there. So life had to change, and I had to adjust with it, and it was a must. But all in all, we say God always know why things happen in your life. I never knew that coming up as a beautiful young lady, having dreams, full of dreams, knowing that things are gonna be okay, jumping up and down, dancing, singing, that things were gradually going to change. And I was like, God, please give me the strength to walk through this journey. I can't do it on my own. Seeing my limb swelling, trying each and every kind of medication, but nothing happened. Each and everyone had her own opinion, his own opinion on what is gonna happen to my leg, and I needed one opinion that was going to get me out of that pain. This is a pain that you are to. I was taking some painkillers, but it was so painful that I was going through a lot of pain that they were not even helping at time. I took a lot of medication, but nothing happened. You sleep with that hope that tomorrow I'll wake up walking again, only to find yourself you're not. You close your eyes and imagine that I'm going to be healed, but we're still on the same spot. I had to adjust to the pain. I had to accept everything. But what I never believed, that how did I come to this? What happened that made my limb become that swollen? Why me? A lot of questions to do always ask, why me? So the doctor said that this limb just had to be amputated because they can't see what is really wrong with it, and they just have to remove it because they saw it as a tumor growing. And it was a hard decision for me to take, because once I knew that I was going to dance one day, I knew that I was going to be a model, but I can't do this without my limb. I refused, because I always dreamt that one day I'll walk. I went to every church that performs miracle in Kenya. Not all, a few of them, yeah. I went there hoping to come out walking again. You get in on those churches, I won't quote their names. You get on those churches and they take you video from down to up, and when you're there, the preacher starts preaching. When it reaches time for offering, things change. So they had variety of offerings. The 3 digits, is it 3? The 4 digits and above. And then they come down to the 3, then the 2. So 2 is 50 bob and below. 3 is 100 bob. Yeah. 4 is 1,000 bob. Going up. Those were the thousands now. Those were the special prayers. At that time, I only had 50 bob. And I was hoping that I was going to be healed. Only 50 bob made me not reach that pastor. I only took it for offering. And when it reached time for prayer, I was not able to reach the pastor. Because you are to give out money for you to be prayed for. I don't know how this gospel go about, where you give out money for you to get the prayer, for you to receive your healing. I was so desperate of walking again, and I remained standing there and waited for those people who are going to be prayed for without having a coin. But that didn't happen. At the time that it was a general prayer that he just moved, and just that, and it was over. It's so painful when you think you're going to get something and yet you're not going to get it. I really needed that prayer. Guess what happened? Watch my next video and you'll get to hear much more of this story. It's becoming much painful, sweeter, and God is going to walk with us all. Kindly don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share, please share. Send more of your questions and I will answer them. I'll be doing a variety of shows, not only my testimony but also other people's testimony. I will be doing the cooking, so I'll not fail you, my fans. Bye. Thank you.